They tell you to stay calm, to be patient, to let life unfold as it will. But the truth is, if you wait too long, life will pass you by. It will slip through your fingers while you're sitting there, doing what you're told. They don't understand that time is the real enemy, not chaos, not uncertainty. Time waits for no one. And if you don't take what you want, it'll be gone before you even know what hit you. They want you to believe that playing it safe is the key to happiness. But safe isn't living. Safe is just surviving, and there's a world of difference between the two. They don't want you to know that, though. They want you to be content with what you're given, to stay in line, to follow the script. But the script was never written for you. It was written to keep you small, to keep you quiet, to keep you from becoming something more. Because the moment you break free from their expectations, the moment you decide that you want more, that's when the fear sets in. Not your fear, no. They're the ones who are afraid. They're afraid of what happens when you stop playing by their rules, when you start making your own. Because they can't control someone who isn't afraid to lose everything. The funny thing is, they don't realize that you've already lost everything that matters. The moment you chose freedom, you gave up the need for their approval, for their validation. And that's what terrifies them. Because someone who has nothing to lose is someone who's unstoppable. They'll try to bring you back, of course. They'll throw everything they have at you, try to convince you that the safe path is the right one, that it's better to live a quiet life than to chase the chaos. But you know better. You've seen the darkness. You've walked through the fire. And you've come out the other side, not unscathed, but stronger, always stronger. It's in the pain that you find clarity. In the chaos, you find purpose. They don't get it. They never will. But that's okay. You don't need them to understand. You don't need them at all, because the path you're on, it's yours. No one else. No one else. And the more they try to stop you, the more you realize just how powerful you've become. They'll tell you to be content, to settle for less, to avoid the risk. But the thing about risk is, it's where life happens. It's where you discover what you're truly capable of. And once you've tasted that kind of freedom, once you've seen what it feels like to live without chains, you'll never go back. The world doesn't belong to the safe ones, to the cautious ones, to those who follow the rules and never stray too far from the path. It belongs to the brave, to the reckless, to the ones who dive headfirst into the unknown and come out the other side with scars that tell stories. Because scars, Nunda, Canaan, Gaithin, Pine, Antishinaran, Antipsilran, Oxegan. They're proof that you've lived. They're reminders that you've faced the darkness and survived. And isn't that what life is really about? Not avoiding the pain, not running from the struggle, but embracing it, living it. Because that's where real strength comes from. That's where real power is found. They'll keep trying to pull you back into their world, their safe little bubble where everything is predictable and nothing ever changes. But you're beyond that now. Or beyond that now. You've seen the truth. You've felt the fire, and you're not afraid to burn, because some things are worth the pain. Some things are worth the risk. And freedom, that's everything. They'll never understand that. But you do. And that's all that matters. Because in the end, the only person you need to answer to is yourself. The only path that matters is the one you carve with your own hands, through the chaos, through the fire, through everything they told you to avoid. And as you continue walking that path, the noise around you fades. The voices that once told you what you should be, who you should become, they grow quieter with every step. But the funny thing is, the quieter they get, the louder your own voice becomes. The voice you've been silencing for so long. The one buried beneath layers of fear, doubt, and insecurity, finally begins to rise. It's uncomfortable at first, hearing yourself so clearly, because that voice, it doesn't care about comfort. Sure, it doesn't care about what's easy. It only cares about the truth. And the truth is, you were never meant to fit into their mold. You were never meant to play by their rules. You were born for something more, something greater. They tried to tame you, tried to convince you that happiness lies in following the same path as everyone else. But deep down, you always knew that was a lie. You felt it every time you looked around and saw people settling, accepting less than they deserved, pretending to be happy when they were really just scared. Scared of what happens if they step out of line. Scared of what happens if they choose the unknown. But you're not scared anymore. The fear that once held you back, it's gone. And now, replaced by something stronger. I don't deep the world. Something fiercer. I'm thinking with the hour. How more. I was Hungarian because you've tasted freedom now. And you know that nothing, no amount of comfort, no promise of safety can compare to that feeling. The feeling of standing on the edge, staring into the abyss, and knowing that you have the strength to dive in. It's liberating, isn't it? Realizing that you don't need anyone's permission to live your life the way you want to. That you're not bound by their rules, their expectations. You're free, truly free. I'm spontaneous. It's anti-Toronto, and it's say. And that kind of freedom, it's intoxicating. Anwar, a room child, and voice, contemplating, community and challenge. It's intoxicating. It's addictive. It dies. By world famed. And Sheldon, what you need to plans. Once you've had a taste, you'll do anything to keep it. They'll never understand that, though. They're too wrapped up in their illusions, too scared to let go of the things they think keep them safe. But safety is a lie. It's just another word for control. And control. When? That's what they've been using to keep you in line. To keep you from becoming who you're meant to be. But not anymore. You've broken their chains, shattered their illusions. And now, islands, and liberty goes. And now, you're unstoppable. Because the truth is, once you stop caring about what they think, once you stop seeking their approval, there's nothing they can do to hold you back. It's funny, really. The moment you stop playing their game, the moment you stop trying to fit into their world, you realize just how small and fragile it is. Their rules, their systems, their expectations, they only work if you believe in them. But once you see them for what they really are, once you see through the illusion, they lose all their power. Well, I tend to and that's what scares them the most. Not your defiance, not your rebellion, but the fact that you no longer need them, that you no longer believe in the world they've built. Because once you stop believing in their lies, you become untouchable, unstoppable. And And they know it. They'll try to pull you back, of course. They'll try to make you doubt yourself. Try to convince you that you need them. That you can't survive without their approval, without their rules. But you've seen too much now. You've felt the power that comes from living outside their control. And you're never going back. There's a price for this kind of freedom, of course. And there always is. You'll lose people along the way. People who can't understand the path you're on. People who are too afraid to follow. But that's okay. Because the people who matter, the ones who are meant to walk beside you, they'll find you, and they'll understand. You see, this path, it's not for everyone, but it's only for the brave, for the ones willing to risk everything, for the chance to live fully, to live freely. It's for the ones who aren't afraid to face the darkness, who aren't afraid to burn. Because in the end, it's only in the fire that you find out what you're really made of. And when you come out the other side, when the flames have died down and the ashes have settled, you'll realize that you've been reborn, stronger, fiercer, more alive than you ever thought possible. The scars you carry, they're not signs of weakness. They're proof that you've survived, that you've thrived in the chaos, that you've become something more. So let them talk. Now, let them say what they want. Let them call you reckless. Let them call you crazy. They'll never understand. But that's not your problem. Their fear, their doubts, their insecurities, those are their chains, not yours. You've broken free from all of that. And now, the only thing that matters is the path ahead. Because this journey, it's only just beginning. The darkness, it's not something to be feared. It's where your power lies. It's where you'll find the strength to keep going, to keep pushing, to keep becoming. And the pain, the pain is just part of the process. It's the fire that forges you, that shapes you into who you're meant to be. They'll never understand that. But you do. And you felt it. And you've lived it. And now, now, you're ready for whatever comes next. Because you've learned the secret they'll never know. The only way to truly live is to embrace the chaos, to dive into the unknown, to risk everything for the chance to become everything you're meant to be. And when you do, you'll be unstoppable.